Hello, everybody. Thank you for hopping on and listening to this episode of the Growth Spurt podcast. This is episode number 4, and I am so excited about this one. This is a topic that gets me really, really fired up, and I'm excited to dive in. So, we are going to be diving into a topic that resonates with all of us, and the topic is building confidence. Whether it's pursuing our dreams, overcoming challenges, or simply embracing who we are, confidence plays a vital role in our personal growth and success. So, in this episode, I'm going to explore some different strategies and mindset shifts to help you unleash your inner strength and build unshakable confidence. I'm going to talk about 4 different points, okay? And we're going to go through these are the most valuable tools I believe there are to building confidence. So, let's dive in. First of all, let's define confidence. What is confidence? So, before we embark on this building confidence episode, let's establish a clear understanding of what it truly means. Confidence is not about being perfect or having it all figured out or having it all together, okay? It's not about having, you know, unwavering self-assurance at times. Confidence is simply believing in yourself. It is belief in self. It's acknowledging your strengths and embracing your flaws and opportunities to grow. Confidence is a mindset that allows you to face your challenges head on, knowing that there may be failure and being able to bounce back from failure and take risks. So, confidence is not, shouting affirmations. Confidence is not something you're born with. Confidence is not something that comes from perfection. Confidence is something that happens from trial and error. Confidence is something that's built by getting up and keeping going. Confidence is your belief in yourself that you can handle any situation. It's not it's not a belief that, oh, I'm never going to fail. It's confidence is the belief that if I do fail, I'll be able to get back up and try again. That's confidence. Confidence is not, when I'm thinking about it in terms of relationships, confidence is not being so confident that a certain relationship is going to work out. That's not confidence. Confidence in yourself is not knowing, oh, I'm so confident in myself that this relationship is going to work out and nothing's going to go wrong. That's not accurate. What confidence is I'm so confident in my own abilities to get back up that if this relationship doesn't work out, I will be okay. I'll be able to pick up myself and I will be able to keep moving. I'll be able to keep going. That's confidence. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is identifying and celebrating your strengths. Because sometimes a lack of confidence comes from simply not knowing what your strengths are. Okay. And I think that that's number one. Every single person has qualities that set them apart and that they are amazing at, that they thrive at. So, the first step towards building confidence is recognizing your unique strengths and talents. So, take some time to really reflect on your accomplishments, what you've been good at, big and small in your life. What are you good at? What qualities and skills have helped you succeed in the past? So, celebrate your achievements and acknowledge the value that you bring to the table by focusing on your strengths, and that way you can build a solid foundation for confidence. If you have proof, if you have a stack of things that you have been good at, or that you've achieved, or that you've succeeded in, then you already have a foundation for confidence. I think a lot of people lack confidence because they think, oh, what could I possibly do? Or what am I good at? Or, where does that come from? But every single person has unique gifts. It's a matter of tapping into that and knowing what those are. So take time and really think about that. Take time to really think about what you're amazing at because you are amazing at something. So that's number 1 is recognizing your gifts, okay? Number 2 is embracing failure and learning from setbacks. I think a lot of our confidence comes from our ability to embrace failure and keep going. I would say that knowing that we're gonna be okay post failure is the biggest confidence builder. So, failure is inevitable. It's an inevitable part of life, but it doesn't define us. It doesn't define who we are. In fact, it can be an extremely powerful teacher on our journey towards confidence. Embracing failures as, an opportunity rather than a setback is something that is just absolutely instrumental towards confidence. So shift your perspective and ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience rather than, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, of course this would happen to me or whatever, however your perspective is looking now, it needs to get shifted. Every time you have a failure, you are better set up to deal with it next time. Your confidence has shot up that you can deal with the same circumstance again. So yeah, failure sucks at times. It does. But it's building your confidence to know that you can deal with that situation. When a lawyer goes into a courtroom and I don't know why I chose this circumstance because I actually know nothing about law. But when a lawyer goes into a courtroom and they are there to defend someone and they're put up against a wall and ultimately they have failure. They have some type of failure in that courtroom and they don't win that case. Well, the next time they're going to be a lot more confident dealing with that circumstance because they have had experience dealing with it. So embrace your failure and learn from it. And, don't go out seeking failure, but know that in every circumstance, there probably will be failure. When you enter a relationship or, relationships in general, there's bound to be failure. I mean, there are some people that the first relationship that they enter is their lifelong relationship. But of course, there's bumps and there's battles along the way, you know? Okay, so embracing your failure and learning from it is massive. That's number 2. Okay. Number 3 is having a positive mindset, which sounds silly and sounds, too obvious, but our mindset plays a significant role in building confidence. Cultivating a positive and empowering mindset can really help you overcome, your self doubt, your limiting beliefs, help you feel empowered to take a step and have courage and take a leap of faith. Practicing self compassion, embrace, you know, really speaking kindly to yourself and surround yourself with extremely positive influences and people that build you up. So, challenge those negative thoughts that you have come up and replace them with empowering statements. And this can be tough at times because sometimes we don't even recognize that we are talking to ourselves negatively. Sometimes it's just what's going on in the background of our mind. Our subconscious does crazy things. Our subconscious is, running at all times, basically. And we are talking to ourselves in a way all the time. So it's not going to happen. This shift is not going to happen immediately. If you're new to mindset work, the shift does not happen immediately. Okay. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes grace. What I want you to do is focus on shifting things as they come up. Okay. When you have things that come up and go, and maybe you have a thought that comes up in your mind, and the thought is, "Oh, I'm not good enough for this," or "I can't do this because no one in my family has done this," or whatever the thought is, take a second, recognize the thought, be an observer of your thoughts, and then shift it. Use your logic to break it down. Use your logic to recognize that what you're thinking is actually false and it's not logical. It's not logical. There may have been evidence for it to be true at one point in time, but it's not logical and it's not true. And you're capable of achieving all the things you want to achieve. So you need to shift that mindset in order to step into that. So then go ahead and shift that thought to I am totally capable. I am more than worthy of this. I'm more than worthy of success. I am more than worthy of a happy and healthy relationship. Whatever that looks like to you, it's exchanging those thought patterns. And the more and more you do that, the better you get at this practice, the more second nature it's going to become or the more second nature it will be to shift these thoughts. It'll become easier and easier. You'll become more aware of more thoughts that pop up in your head as this becomes a practice. So work on shifting those thoughts and making yourself have a positive mindset. It takes time. Like I said, it takes time. But remember that your mind is an extremely powerful tool. And by nurturing it, you can unleash huge inner strength. So that's number 3, building a positive mindset. Number 4 is stepping out of your comfort zone. I would say that growth and confidence often lie just beyond the boundaries of our comfort zone. So truly dare to take risks and embark on new experiences, whether it's trying something new, speaking up in a meeting, pursuing a passion project. Stepping out of your comfort zone builds resilience and expands your confidence. Every time you get a little bit uncomfortable, your body goes, "Oh, I can do that. Okay." You know, but the more and more that you stay in your comfort zone and you maybe have something come up that is uncomfortable and you decide, "I'm not going to do that because it's uncomfortable." You're telling your body like, "Hey, I'm not capable. Hey, I shouldn't have confidence in this because I'm not capable." Because you refuse to have courage. If you can choose to have courage in, low risk situations in the beginning, choose to step out of your comfort zone, have courage, whether it's a conversation you need to have or a trip or whatever, or going up to someone to talk to them, whatever it may look like, you're going to build your confidence in that area. The more and more, this is an example. I used to believe that I was really, really awful at communicating, and my confidence within communicating was so small, so, so, so small. But I took it upon myself to every single time I felt so uncomfortable in a conversation, instead of running away, which that used to be my habit, instead of running away, I would sit in the conversation, feel, okay, I'm uncomfortable. My nervous system feels really on fire right now and I'm really uncomfortable, but I'm going to sit in this conversation. I'm going to be present. I'm going to do my best to tell my nervous system that I'm safe and that even though it's uncomfortable, I'm safe and it's okay to do the uncomfortable thing. And the more that I did that, the more comfortable I got being in that conversation. And then what happened was, okay, well, I got comfortable actually speaking up in the conversation, voicing my opinion. I got comfortable communicating what I wanted to communicate. And then you know what? I got comfortable communicating effectively. I and then all of a sudden these big scary conversations I didn't feel were as scary anymore. The more and more I made myself uncomfortable, and now I am confident with my communication skills because the more I put myself in that uncomfortable situation, I got so comfortable with it. I also failed a lot of times at communication. And by failed, I mean, my communication went sideways so many times. So, and I learned from it and it helped me grow. Like my communication helped me grow. So that was number 2 that I talked about was embracing failure or number 1. I don't even know. But that's what I'm saying is you need to get uncomfortable to build that muscle. People are so scared of getting uncomfortable nowadays, but that is how you build confidence. You don't go to the gym and lay in a bed and be all comfortable and build muscle. No, you go to the gym and you quite literally rip your muscles apart. You get super uncomfortable. You put yourself through a little bit of pain and your muscle grows. You become stronger from that. And I'm not saying that you always need to go through pain or super uncomfortable situations all the time. It's just being willing to have more courage than fear is, I would say, the number one attribute of someone who has extreme confidence is they're willing to step out of their comfort zone. They're willing to have faith in themselves. The reason that they have so much confidence is because they've had so much faith in themselves. They've had so much courage. So they've been willing to take a step because they're not scared of failing. They know they'll be able to pick themselves up. Okay? So embrace the discomfort and recognize that that's a sign of growth. Don't turtle back into your shell at the first sign of something being uncomfortable. Dig into why that's uncomfortable. Recognize that you're safe and that the uncomfortable feeling that you're feeling is simply your nervous system going, oh, this is unfamiliar. It's not that you're not safe. It's that your nervous system thinks you're unsafe because it's unfamiliar. And in order to retrain your nervous system to make it feel safe and familiar in certain circumstances, you have to have repetition in that circumstance. You have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone time and time again so that your nervous system feels comfortable getting uncomfortable. You know? All it takes is a couple times to step outside your comfort zone to build, you know, build that courage. Do it in low risk situations and then keep building and keep building and keep building and keep building. And your confidence is just going to grow. So that was number 4, stepping outside your comfort zone. And I think that that is the number one most important trait of someone who is extremely confident. And no, you are not born with confidence, but and it's built, it's a journey, and there's different aspects to it. There's different things that you might be confident in. But when I think about when I think about myself, for example, I used to be extremely insecure. I used to have such low self-worth. And how did I build my confidence? I built my confidence by getting extremely uncomfortable time and time again, by doing things that felt uncomfortable. I went to the gym when I was really scared to go and be around people. I pushed myself to do hard things at the gym time and time again. I followed routine diets and made myself feel uncomfortable in that way. I was, strict with myself. I put myself in circles of people that I didn't feel I was worthy of being in. I had all the thoughts coming up like, "Oh, you don't resonate with these people because these people are better off than you," or whatever that may be. Logically, I reframed my mind to saying, "Well, that's not true. Like I can be feeling that way. I can be feeling that way and that's okay, but it's not true, so I'm going to go ahead anyways." Stop trusting these not logical feelings that are framed from, your trauma and framed from your limiting beliefs because these beliefs are not true. So I would go forward and, you know, put myself in this uncomfortable situation around these people that I knew I needed to be around, but it felt so uncomfortable because I didn't feel worthy of being around them. And the more that I did that, I realized, oh, I am actually worthy of being around them. And it became less uncomfortable. And then you go a step further, and then you go a step further. And, this first podcast I put out was extremely uncomfortable for me, but I knew I was safe. I knew that there was absolutely nothing, so what if I fail? So what if it's awful? I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow. And the more that I do this, it's building my confidence and my ability to podcast. So I would say that number 4, getting out of your comfort zone is absolutely the most crucial part of building your confidence. And I actually want to add to my list. I want to add a fifth one. The fifth component of building your confidence, I would say, is a more practical component and a more physical component. So, I think that a lot of people struggle with confidence, but a lot of their life is, sitting on their ass, watching TV, living a very dull, mundane life. And while this kind of goes hand in hand with getting uncomfortable and getting out of your comfort zone, you really, really need to be taking care of your physical and mental health in order to be able to show up for yourself in a confident way. There's no way that you can have a positive mindset. There's no way that you are able to have courage in your life if you are physiologically living a really dull life. If you have low energy, if you are quite unhealthy, if you are overweight, if you don't exercise, if, all of these factors affect your physical health, which affects your mental health. And, I can see how you would have a lot more negative self-limiting beliefs, negative thoughts if your health is not in check. So that there's a physical component to that as well. You need to have your health in check. So how are you taking care of your nutrition? Are you eating processed foods all day, every day? Well, that's definitely not contributing to your anxiety, your depression, and your, self-limiting beliefs, your negative self-talk. So how are you taking care of your nutrition? Because your nutrition is going to take care of you in a good way or a bad way. You're either adding health or taking away health from yourself with the way that you're fueling yourself. Okay, so nutrition is one aspect of that, of your physical health. Exercise is another. Are you going to the gym? What does that look like? Are you going to the gym and barely working out? Or are you going to the gym and are you pushing yourself? Or are you not going to the gym at all? Because we know that exercise plays a massive role. Exercise is the most underrated antidepressant. How can you expect to grow your confidence if you can't even get out of like a depressive state? If you can't even get to like a midline level of happiness, you know? You need to be taking care of your body in order to really optimize for the best life. And there's no way to optimize for your best life if you're treating your body like shit. On top of, nutrition and exercise, what else are you doing to take care of yourself? Do you have habits and rituals to express gratitude every day? To express mindfulness or do mindfulness every day? Do you get outside every day in the sunlight? Are you building relationships that foster connection in your life? Are you getting around amazing people? These are all factors. There are so many factors that go into building confidence, but I think that these are, I would say the main 5. And I think that these are all extremely, extremely important. And this last one that I am talking about right now in, taking care of your physical body is so important because you have to have a foundation. You have to have a foundation of taking care of yourself in order to grow. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your body, you don't love yourself enough to take care of your body or build these habits, you're going to go backwards. You are going to go backwards. You're not going to grow. You're not going to build confidence. How do you expect to have courage when you don't have energy? How do you expect to step out of that comfort zone when you're mindset is so bad because you eat processed food all day that messes with your hormones and sends, signals all over your brain, and you can't get energy and you're dull and you can't get out of bed. And look, I get it. It's so hard to change these habits. It's so hard to change these habits. I've been there. I've been in a rut where all I want to do is lay in bed all day and I have no energy. But all it takes is taking one step forward. You know, if you feel like it's impossible to eat healthy all day long, eat a healthy breakfast. Start there. If you feel it's impossible to go to the gym for 5 minutes. Show up. Put your gym clothes on, show up, build that habit, and then increase from there. It's making steps in the right direction. Give yourself small wins every single day. Every single day, you need to be finding ways to make yourself win. Whether that is going to the gym and showing up, eating healthy breakfast, having a connection with somebody, going for a walk and starting a conversation with someone, smiling at someone, getting out of your comfort zone that way. Whatever it may look like for you, depending on what your goals are, go out and do that. Have the courage to take small steps and make, wins, and recognize that every day. Every day, think about what your wins are, because those wins are going to build your confidence. And right now you're thinking that you don't have any wins, but you do. Every single person has so many wins in their life. And if you could do a better job of recognizing what those are, you'd have more confidence. And the more confidence that you have, the more courage you're going to have to keep going out and building more wins in your life. And it's just a cycle of building confidence. If you can recognize your wins, and have courage to go out and keep building them. So in, summary, these are the 5 things I just talked about. Identifying and celebrating your strengths or your wins every single day. Okay? Embracing and learning from your failure or your setback and not avoiding it like the Black Plague. Nurturing and creating a positive mindset, shifting those negative thoughts to logical, positive thoughts. Okay. Number 4 is stepping out of your comfort zone. Even when it doesn't feel comfortable, do it anyways. Force yourself to have courage, more courage than fear. And number 5 is all the physical shit. Take care of your body, exercise, nutrition, mindfulness, connection. Take care of your physiological body so that it can take care of you, because you're not going to be able to function without proper care of your body. Confidence is not something that we're born with. It's a lifelong journey. By understanding the true essence of confidence, recognizing your strengths, embracing failure, nurturing the positive mindset, and stepping out of your comfort zone and taking care of your physical body, you can unlock your full potential and build unshakable confidence. So remember, building confidence is a continuous process. So be patient with yourself and celebrate every step forward, every little win. That is what I have to say about building confidence. You have this. I believe in you. You are amazing. Just take baby steps forward, fall forward. That is the biggest thing. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Confidence just gets me fired up, and I hope that this episode got you fired up too. If you really enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my podcast, whatever platform you're listening to this on, and write a review. That would be so helpful to me. If you want to even take it a step further, screenshot this podcast and share it on your story. I will absolutely reshare your story if you tag me in it. That would mean the world to me. I want to help as many people as I possibly can to grow and develop and become the people that they're meant to be. I wanna make a massive impact, and for me to be able to do that, I need help sharing my platform. I need help getting out there. So please, if you have a few seconds, help me out by, subscribing, writing a review, sharing this. So, thanks again, folks, for listening to this episode. Thank you for being here on this journey. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next episode.